Seeing if I needed to announce anything. No. But there's the bingo card. Bingo card you can get on Twitter, 90SMTG on Twitter. If we hit a bingo tonight, I will let chat decide what format we play on Monday night. So let's hope we hit a bingo. I'm going to let the players know they can start. All right, you guys can start. Good luck. And I see movement, so they heard me. And a Chancellor to start the game. Very exciting. So what are you guessing Jason's on?
I mean, I think he's probably on Chancellor Nickfit, right?
Yeah.
So Roland won the die roll, which is really important because
It
now
is.
he'll be able to pay for a Force of Will if we see some fireworks early on. So Roland plays a nice grindy Delver matchup round one, and then gets checked by two combo decks in the following rounds.
Was there a Veil cast last match? Do you remember?
I don't think there was. There was a Veil, and that was caught by a Daze.
Oh, there was. So one was
Yeah,
cast?
it was cast and then it was countered.
All right, there you go. There's your answer. A Veil was countered. A Veil was cast and countered. Is that on the bingo card? I don't know.
So interesting at the end step. I think Roland is telegraphing that he doesn't have a second land because he threw a Brainstorm into the Chancellor trigger to clear the way for this Ponder.
You might be right. Desperate to get a cantrip off. Willing to sacrifice one.
Jason is playing around Daze.
Entomb and Response gets dazed. Very good. But it's
That
paid
Daze,
for.
that'll trade with the Petal, which I think is like gotta be a great exchange for Jason.
Oh, right. Veil is banned in Historic, so that's a bingo slot. Very good. Thanks, Damon. All right, so Ponder is going to be a shuffle. Gristlebrand's in the yard now. Things looking good for Jason, right?
Is Veil banned in every format except Legacy and Vintage at this point?
I think it's legal in Modern.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I believe so. 2 spells on 1 turn. Yes, we just hit that. Thank you. We probably hit that way earlier, but we missed it. Ponder.
So, what does Roland need here? He needs to get another mana into play. He's got to develop. But I guess his outs are right now. He could go land Thoughtseize if he finds a black source. He can find his Force of Wills, and hopefully, if he has another Daze, he can fight this Animate Dead, and he does have another Daze.
He does have another Daze. Disaster avoided.
Good exchange there for Roland. I thought the first Daze trading for the Petal was not good, but it helps set up that second Daze. So,
yep,
we're seeing good work sequence-wise from Roland these 3 matches.
Absolutely. We second-guessed him quite a bit, too, but it ended up working out every time.
Well, you can see that like Roland's experience with the deck has really shown these last 3 rounds because we've also gone down a couple of lines with him where we're like not quite sure what's going on. And then as we like thought about it more, we go, oh, if he was thinking about these things, then it makes a lot of sense. You know?
Yeah.
His experience has definitely been on display for sure.
So it's a Reanimate and another Reanimate? Is that?
Yeah, it's a Reanimate and Exhume.
Oh, Exhume. Okay, I thought it was like a older art or something. Reanimate and 2 Chancellors. Okay.
He's telegraphing that he doesn't have a third Daze, which I don't think Jason would necessarily be playing around anyway. He leaves him with the Reanimate because the Reanimate at least costs life if a Grizzlebrand's going to hit the table. But if he's got a Force, like this game goes on.
It doesn't look like he has it.
It looks like this game's over.
Well, if he has... Well, we know he doesn't have a second land, otherwise he would have played it. But if he has a Brazen Borrower, for example, does he have a shot?
He's got Volk. He's got Volk, right?
Oh, he does have Volk? Oh, that's right, he dazed. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. He was just back on land drops because he dazed twice.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Jason could brick, and Roland gets Brazen Borrower, and so he drew 14. So maybe things are
No,
not
no,
going well for Jason.
he could only draw 7 because he reanimated.
Did I miss something? Oh, okay. Reanimate. Yeah.
Yeah, reanimate costs 8 and then the 7.
Wow,
That's
what
why.
am I talking about? Yeah, Faithless Looting now.
So Faithless Looting is going to dump at least 2 fatties because we knew about those from the Thoughtseize.
Yep.
If he's got another reanimation spell here off of this pedal, then the game is over. Like if a Chancellor hits the table, the game ends. So
Yep.
we have the requisite mana, and we have more mana.
Oh, where's this going?
Well, now the storm count is 5.
It's high.
Okay,
Exhume.
so Exhume taking one of the Chancellors out, and this game's over now.
Yeah, I don't think Roland has any chance of winning this game.
How about a second Chancellor? How about that?
Second Chancellor. Yeah, that's a scoop for me. Yeah. Chat trying to give us more work.
No, they just need the content.
They just need it, yeah.
We're all addicts now, and we just want the content injected directly into our veins, and I can support the effort. So we got Roland, who's cracking his good-looking polluted Delta. And I assume that if he's going turn 1 crack, that means that we're either seeing an aggro draw on a Delver, or he's just going to lead this off with the Thoughtseize. And if he leads on Thoughtseize, I'm just going to assume he has an Arcanist in his hand. Because when has a Delver player ever not kept a hand with a threat?
Yeah, no Chancellor was revealed, right? I wasn't paying super close attention.
No Chancellor was revealed, to my knowledge, but I was distracted with how handsome and thin the chat was looking.
Beautiful chat tonight. Ponder.
So he leads with a Ponder. I feel like a turn 1 Ponder is probably the best turn 1 play for Jason.
Yeah, it's not very disruptive. It's just kind of Roland making it clear he needs to find something, or would like to.
I mean, obviously Roland's just going to be looking for whatever he can, but I mean, if you lead on Delver, I feel like that's a sign of strength. If you lead on Thoughtseize, that's obviously immediate disruption. If you lead on Ponder, it feels weak because you're tapping out in a position where you could just be dead. Now, against Roland's deck, tapping out isn't as bad because he's not on Pierce or anything.
See, this is where the open deck lists come into play. Like, if I were in a not open deck list tournament, in Roland's position, I might consider going land, pass. So they think I might have spell pierce, I might have spell snare, I might have all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, I mean there's a bunch gained from open deck lists in terms of how people will behave, right? Like similar to what we talked about with the Reanimator player not needing to budge if their opponent keeps a hand, right? They can slow roll.
Yeah.
But then the downside of gaining that kind of information in how you would behave, you lose information on what do I play around?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, he had to proxy Grave Titan.
Oh, proxy Grave Titan. It happens.
So
is Grave Titan in Double Masters? I don't know.
I don't believe it is.
I don't believe so either, actually. I don't know. That set seems to have every card, by the way. Every time I turn around, I see on Twitter another card that is like super relevant.
So you want to know why it feels like it has every card? It's because it's reprinting playables.
Yeah.
But it's like reprinting playables that are seen in Legacy, right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they got, like, Council's Judgment is in there, and I just remember that now, and that's just, like, crazy.
Yeah, apparently the Council's Judgment art, which clearly has the Orzhov symbol, like, right in it, isn't in Ravnica. They put trivia on Magic's IG, I think, or whatever,
Really?
and they were like, yeah, they said what plane is depicted in the Council's Judgment artwork, and I was like, easy game, Ravnica, because that's the Orzhov symbol, and they were like, nope.
Really? That's weird.
I think they said Dominaria or something. I don't know. They said someplace that wasn't Ravnica, and I was like, that's a bait and switch.
That's weird. Grave Titan was in Mystery Boosters, but no, not Jumpstart. Oh, okay. Wait, did I say Jumpstart? I don't even know.
Too many
You could,
products, man.
yeah, you could draft double masters and have like half a legacy cube. That's cute. That's true.
So this unmask, which met a brainstorm to protect some stuff, is showing Double Days, Wasteland, and some card that I can't make out.
That's a Thoughtseize.
That's a Thoughtseize, or is that a Surgical?
I'm pretty sure that's a Thoughtseize.
I think that might be Surgical.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
But you're right. It might just be foil Thoughtseize, and that's the fairy going into the ear. You're probably right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Thoughtseize, but
I don't think he leaves Surgical in his hand. I would put it on top. Well, I imagine that like Thoughtseize is the proactive one, but he doesn't have a black source. He's still going to take it though, which makes sense because if you know about Double Days, you can just not walk into it, right?
True.
Now this Dark Ritual is just checking a daze. Like that's not a choice for Roland. He has to cash it in. So that duress, or I'm sorry, that Dark Ritual became a duress.
yeah. Oh, okay. He wasted the Badlands. Got it. 2 cards in hand. It looks like for Jason. No action.
No, Jason has 4 cards in hand.
Oh, he has 4 cards in hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Young Pyromancer. It's not really a card that Jason cares about.
Do you think that maybe he doesn't have enough to board out, but do you leave Young Pyromancer in? I guess if you see your opponent has Grave Titan, then your way to keep pace with a Grave Titan is with a Young Pyromancer. But man, does Young Pyromancer feel underwhelming against Reanimator.
It does, but I guess it's on the depth chart lower than, or higher, depending on when you look at it, than Bedlam Reveler and a bunch of other crap that's in this deck.
Yeah,
it just seems like
Bedlam is just not the card that you want against any combo deck. It's just got to be the first thing that you board out.
Yeah, for sure. Roland had plenty of cards to take out, so I guess Young Pyromancer just survived.
Look, I know, chat. I hear you. You all want to see more Oxybagonus. I get it.
That card never really became a thing. I'm surprised. It's a thing in Modern Dredge.
What? You speak for yourself, all right? I don't know if you've I don't know if you've seen Arclight Phoenox, but that deck is a delight.
Yeah, Modern Dredge. Modern Dredge is running the Ox. Maybe we'll have to build that.
Dude,
If we had a Modern tournament, would you have a deck?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't have one put together now, but I would put one together.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had like modern staple cards.
I got enough. I got Urza.
Gotcha.
I played many Urza in Legacy. I can fill in the gaps. I'd probably honestly like if we played Modern, I'd probably like I don't know try and make Kinnan a thing or something. Although maybe not. They just banned Astrolabe.
That's right, they did. I forgot about that. I don't play Modern at all.
Kinnan is a card that just like screams to be busted, but it's going to do nothing.
I'm sure it'll have its day. I'm sure people are playing in Commander.
Well, the thing about Kinnan is that like it's a card that accentuates cards that are already broken and would be like obvious hits for the Banhammer.
Yeah.
It's like Astrolabe, Mox Opal, any fast mana, right? Like the best you're going to get with Kinnan is probably like Noble Hierarch or something.
Yep.
So Xanthid Swarm coming in is really interesting because I didn't know that you board Xanthid Swarms in against Delver decks, but I guess since you anticipate them boarding out their Lightning Bolt, that's very good. But it's funny here because Roland is fetching away a force that he showed to a Delver trigger because the force is blank in the face of a Xanthid Swarm.
Pretty cool. Leon, you just like going to time. Leon likes decks that go to time.
Well, Leon is a Yorion aficionado, and there's aren't there like multiple lists in Modern that play the Yorion 80, but then 3 more Yorions in the main?
Is that true? I don't know.
I think there is.
I haven't
I
even
mean,
looked at Modern lists in so long, unfortunately.
yeah, I'm making the statement. There's a 4x Yorion deck. Prove me wrong.
I'm just messing with you, Leon.
The card is very good. So. Oh, you want to know what I'm definitely doing if we play Modern? I'm fucking. Excuse me. I'm packing Luris.
Oh, right. Luris is in Modern.
Play Luris. You can play Luris in that format.
That's right. I forgot. I don't know if it's too good, though. I have no idea.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you forgot what it was like to play with Luris already.
No, I mean, like, I don't think it's broken in Modern like it was in Legacy. Is it?
don't
I mean,
know.
is Luris taking over Modern right now? I have no idea.
Probably not, because there's a bunch of weird stuff that happens in Modern. But you got Mishra's Bobble in that format. I think I'd be like on Luris Death Shadow or something.
Yeah. Rockman says it's not. Rockman awaits us in round 4. Rockman, I hope you're ready.
Wow, Rockman, king in the castle. All of a sudden, he knows everything about every format. Wow. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Is a Luris deck in Historic? I've not seen that. I haven't been playing Historic lately. There was a while, towards the beginning of this year, I played Historic a ton, and I just kind of fell off. I just haven't spent a lot of time on it recently.
So I assume that this is going to be the end of the road for Roland, because this Exhume is going to resolve because Xanthid Swarm hit. So his only out there was a Surgical on the Grizzlebrand, which he did not have. So now there's a 7/7 in play. So now his only out is specifically Brazen Borrower. And I think Jason's probably considering whether or not he wants to pay life here. He does not, because he would be dead.
It seems risky, yeah.
If there was a Brazen Borrower. So he decides to...
Ooh, Bolt on top.
That Bolt, man, you really wanted that for the...
previous turn,
Xanthid Swarm, right on time. So there are plays now with the Bolt, so he could do things like swing out and then bolt the block to deny the life gain.
Can
he
he
not submerge because his opponent does not have a forest.
Yeah, submerge doesn't work.
Jason also knows about submerge, so he can, if he's considering it, he can just choose not to get a Bayou.
Well,
which may or may not have come up when he was putting the Xanthid Swarm into play.
It makes it risky for Grizzlebrand to attack, right?
Now that he knows about Bolt.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. These are the moments when a hand cam would be really helpful. But
well, I mean, I also think that like with open deck lists, Jason can also just be aware that the only out left in the deck is if he brought in Vapor Snag, cool,
right,
and the Brazen Borrower. Those are the only 2 outs that are going to deal with a resolved Grizzlebrand. So if he either dodges those, I don't think that there's a position where, barring like going really wide in tokens, that Roland's going to have an avenue to victory here. Because now that he also knows about the Bolt, there's also a world where he can, if he only puts Roland on 1 Bolt, he can go to 4, and if he draws an Unmask, he can take the Bolt and then attack, gain all the life back, and then also have all the other cards to do whatever he wants with. That Xanthid Swarm also represents a block because, you know, its job is pretty much done.
Yeah.
So with only 2 cards in hands for Roland, and he knows one of them as a Bolt, unless he puts both of the last cards in his hand on Bolts, which I don't think he would. Like, there's rationale to just say that he doesn't at all, because if he did have double Bolt, the likelihood is that he swings it to get a block and then put 2 bolts on the Grizzlebrand, right? So
Well, Roland casting something here.
he's going to
Bolt.
point a bolt at the. Is he bolting the bug?
Yeah, he bolts the bug. Makes an elemental. Interesting. If he has a Vapor Snag, this looks great.
Yeah, if he has one of his bounce spells, he's just in great position anyway because Jason's dead. So Jason is going to get in there because he cashed in the bolt. So now Jason knows that without the bolt to deny the lifelink, he can just gain 7. So it's interesting to proactively put the bolt on the bug. That'll be good to ask Roland afterwards.
Oh, he takes it. No blocks.
Yeah, I don't think you can block, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, no effects, I guess, is what I meant. No resistance whatsoever.
I think that
7.
bolt was the only check that he had against the Grizzlebrand without having one of his bounce spells. So I think using it proactively on the bug there after the bug's job was done.
Well, hold on. What's Xantid Swarm's text again? It says tax can't play a spell this turn. So yeah, so he kind of yeah, it's tricky, but I guess he had to kill it.
Like, let's say he attacks with Grizzlebrand and the bug.
Yep.
You won't be able to cash in your bolt on a double swing, but if he attacks and he still gets the same hit in that he's getting with the Grizzlebrand now, you get to block the bug for free.
Right.
I mean, it's a long shot regardless, right? Like, he's got a Grizzlebrand in play. You're not really coming back too often from that. So
he's counting Storm now, so this is rough.
Yeah. If there was a shot to get back in, there was play to that bolt, albeit, it likely isn't enough.
Yep.
So while he's storming off, does everybody appreciate the fine artwork that I have here on my walls?
Unmask. So we're gonna see Roland's hand here. There's just a land. It looked like.
Also, I noticed from this angle, my arms look very tiny.
It's true. Entomb.
The power of the camera. So he's just gonna get a Children here.
It seems like it. Yep. Roland has nothing. I think he's dead.
Yeah, I think when he cast the bolt, he's also telegraphing when he was tanking that he doesn't have double bolt, because if he did, he probably swings.
Dark Ritual. Reanimate. Children.
Yeah, he tried to pull the bolt out of the yard. Smooth move. It's a good call. It was definitely his best line. I think if I knew how to paint at all, I would just paint a giant Entreat the Angels mural on these walls. What'd it do?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, so this game is definitely over. We're just going through the motions right now. So we're going to see Jason taking on the Rockman in the finals.
I think that's where we're at. Rockman, I hope you're ready for Reanimator. We won't reveal what Rockman is playing just yet, in case this goes sideways.
If we have a Test versus Reanimator finals...
what do you think of that matchup, hypothetically?
I mean, I think it's obviously very favored for Reanimator, but may just come down to the die roll.
Yeah, I agree with that. What about what other decks could he be on? Loam? What about Loam versus Reanimator? I
also give that to Reanimator.
What about I'm trying to think what other decks Alan has played recently. Strifopile versus Reanimator?
Dude, if you have any deck where a good chunk of your game one is blank against Reanimator, you're probably a dog to Reanimator.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, there's the Tendrils, and I think Roland is super dead. Let's check in.